Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a super exciting video because in today's video I will be making and thrifting my spring wardrobe inspired by Pinterest. So I actually did make a Pinterest board with all of the things that I would love to wear this upcoming spring, and there is definitely a common theme. A lot of pastel colors. I think I also saw a lot of overalls, quilted floral jackets, as well as long dresses and long skirts, especially tiered dresses and skirts. Those have always been my favorites and they are super comfortable to wear. So those are some things that eventually I would love to make or be able to find in a thrift store. For now, I really hope you enjoy this video, so let's get started. Welcome to part 1 of this video. Today is Sunday and I feel like doing a little crafty project. So I'm going to be working on a crochet bag that I'm designing myself. And we're going to be making a crochet bag that has some flowers. So it's going to be very spring floral inspired. And these are the colors that we're going to be using. These are all Scheepjes Calista, which is an air and weight cotton yarn. So it's going to be a nice and quick project, and I think these colors are just perfect for the springtime. And then I do have my yarn picked out for the knitting project of this video. I'm thinking some kind of small neck scarf, and I'm definitely in love currently with this butter yellow color. It's very trendy at the moment. So this is Scheepjes Woolwijs. This is a non-superwash merino yarn, and I just think this would be a perfect little neck scarf. And then lastly, we also have the sewing projects, which is going to be a quilted jacket, probably the pattern by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club that I keep forgetting the name of, but the title or the name of it will be on the screen. And I'm going to be using these cotton poplin fabrics. So we have a main color and then 2 prints. So it's not too crazy, but still quite nice and floral. I'm not sure how I'm going to be making all of this work together because I thought it would be really fun to be able to style everything together in an outfit. It might be a little bit crazy. But we'll just have to see, and if I cannot make it work, I will definitely have some other outfits at the end of this video. For now, let's just get started with project number 1, which is our crochet bag.
One of these days, we'll give back the time we borrowed.
Welcome back to this video. Today is actually Saturday the 19th of April and I've managed to finish the first piece for this video, which was the crochet bag. So this is the finished object. I'm very happy with it. I know I barely showed you any of the process, and that is because I made a video tutorial for this. So I was just so focused on making the tutorial that I forgot to make a vlog as well. So I'm sorry about that, but I did finish it and I'm very excited to style this in a couple of spring outfits. I will just show you a little bit of a close-up, but I think, yeah, it turned out very nice. This is made with a 4.5mm crochet hook. So for this video, we're also going to do some knitting and some sewing. And I have just stuck all of the pages together for our sewing object, which I do have here. So this is going to be the Homebody Quilted Jacket by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. So I am going for the blue option instead of the purple one. I don't know, just feels like the right one at the moment. And then I also have the yarn ready to go because I will be casting on the peacock scarf today by Le Knit. In this yarn, I think I did talk about wanting to knit a little scarf with this yarn, but now I finally decided what the pattern is going to be. And then after that, we will have 3 new objects to wear. Okay, so I just made a little layout of where I'm going to use all of the specific pattern pieces on which fabric. So I'm going to do the front placket and a pocket in the floral. Then the top of the jacket is going to be in the pinstripe. And then the bottom and then the sleeves are going to be in solid fabric. Then hopefully I will have enough of the pinstripe fabric to make some bias tape. But if I don't, I do have a big roll of this brown cotton bias tape that I could use. And I feel like it would be like a reasonable match for this fabric. Like not a perfect match, but it could work. I just don't know if it's going to stick out too much from when you see it with those fabrics. Like it looks nice with this, but I don't know if it's too different. So let's just see if it works out. And if it doesn't, I might have to get more fabric. Or maybe look for some white bias tape. Although I feel like that is also sticking out too much. I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking so far. And now I'm going to get ready and cut all of the pattern pieces.
Worry about tomorrow. One of these moments will stick in my mind. And one of these afternoons, I swear, we'll get up and we'll leave this time. But never make it very far. I like you riding in my car with your banjo on your knee. I like you singing my songs back to me. I'm trying to stay between the lines that you read on my palms. I'm a man on fire. I'm a man on fire, and I'm trying to stay calm.
Welcome back to another check-in of this video. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of April. So that sadly means that tomorrow I have to get back to my other job in a fabric store. So I don't have a lot of time left for this video, sadly. And our quilted jacket is not yet finished. But I do have a other finished object to show you. First of all, I am wearing a new finished cardigan, which would be really cute to style for this video because it is very spring approved. This is the shell cardigan by Jewel Make, so it's a crochet cardigan pattern. I think my first crochet cardigan that is not a granny square cardigan. And I absolutely love it. It has huge puff sleeves and there's nothing that I really love more than puff sleeves, to be honest. But then without getting sidetracked, I did quickly want to show you my other finished object. So I actually knit the peacock scarf by Knit in one single day. I cast this on Sunday morning and also bound off Sunday evening before I went to bed. So I just knit on this the entire day. My boyfriend's family just got a puppy, so I was just cuddling with the puppy on Easter holiday, knitting on this. So it's a really nice memory as well. And also this color, I just think screams Easter. So I do still need to block it. It's kind of weird right now, like this is the shape that it wants to have. And I also need to weave in the ends. But we can look away from that right now and just see that this is going to be really cute for some spring outfits. And then I also wanted to show you my quilted jacket update. So I have quilted all of the pieces, I just need to sew them all together. I am sitting behind my sewing machine right now, so maybe I'm gonna do it today. It would be really nice to get this finished for the video, because I just think this would make some adorable outfits. But I'm gonna show you, I ended up using some green thread as the top stitching. So I will first show you the inside of the jacket, because that's not very cute, because the fabric is pink. I just used what I had, and so the green thread is very visible. But then when you see it on the right side of the fabric, I think it's looking very cute. So these are going to be the pockets. So I don't have a lot of things in that fabric, just the little details in the front and the pockets. And then the rest of the jacket is more so this kind of color. So this is the front, for example, and I just think this will be such a nice jacket. The fabric right now also feels really nice and squishy. And I'm actually going on holiday in around 2 or 3 weeks, and this will be the perfect jacket to bring with me as well. So that is where I'm at currently with my spring making for this video, and hopefully we'll get this jacket finished in time. It's time for a little mid-project try-on. Right now it's looking very big, so let's just try it on and see how this is working. I think it's either going to be really cute or really too big, and I'm gonna have to sell it. But hopefully it's the first and not the latter. So as you can see, I still need to finish the entire side seam. Maybe I should have waited with this little try-on to see how that would change the fit, but I just want to see how it looks now. So this is what we currently have. I don't know about this. I also added, I think, 2 centimeters to the length when I was cutting all of the pieces, and I actually just removed that because when I put this on top of myself like that, like the sleeves are already very long. So I don't know, I know that there's going to be elastic, so this is going to fold towards the inside, and I think with the elastic it's going to scrunch it up and give it just like a tiny bit of a puff sleeve. So I think the sleeve now is okay, like the original length of it. But other than that, I do think all of the fabrics are looking really cute, and I'm actually quite pleased with the brown bias tape that I have done. I think it adds a really nice finishing touch, like a little bit of a different color in there. And also I think the neckline is also looking pretty good. I definitely don't like a neckline that is really big, especially for a jacket. And I also think this is going to be where I'm going to leave the jacket for now today. And then probably going to finish it on Friday. Hopefully we are not too far away. And then we can finish the video with some outfits with this finished piece. Because this is going to be really fun to style if the size works out. Our quilted jacket is finished! I'm so excited that it's finished. And they recommend putting it in a wash so that it softens up a little bit, which is definitely what I'm going to be doing as well. So I'm just gonna pop the jacket into the wash and probably also into the dryer. Let's hope that goes well. But all of these fabrics have been pre-washed except for the batting. So who knows, if that's going to shrink, then this video is going to be a complete fail. But you did see me making this jacket, so for now this will be the proof that I did finish it and that it's looking really cute. And I will see you back here. And in the meantime, I am going to go to a thrift store because I just want to see what other items we can find for my spring and summer wardrobe. I'm actually looking for a couple of things. Probably some overalls, but then that are shorts. I would also love some broderie anglet blouses, probably some white ones. Because my favorite one that I thrifted a few years ago is just completely falling apart. And probably also some long midi skirts or like a camisole dress. So I have a lot of dresses with sleeves and would love to have some things with little thin straps so I could layer that with cardigans. Other than that, I'm not really looking for anything. Of course, it would also be really nice if you could just find some really nice sheets for other items that I could make in the future. Maybe then we can do a part 2 of this video. Please do let me know if you're interested, and I will see you now at the thrift store.
Back to your arms, the place I call home. Back to your voice that calls me your own. Back to your path, the one where I won't walk alone. Back to the mercy you've always shown. Back to your son who sits on the throne. Back to your love that cuts to the core of my bones. I won't stop returning to home.
So here are all of the things that I have made for the video. So the first thing that I made and finished was the crochet bag design. This is a floral bag with this crochet granny square in the center that is actually 3-dimensional, which is super fun. Yes, I did not really film a lot about the process because, like I mentioned, I did make a video tutorial for this. So this should be up on the channel very soon. But we just have to finish editing and also just finish up some things for the kids, and then those will be available to shop as well on our Etsy. But something like this is just super fun to style, and it's also very easy to combine. Like, the colors are not too crazy, and you can see in the outfits that this kind of goes with everything. Then secondly, I finished the peacock scarf by Knit, and I did knit this in one single day, so that really just shows you how quick this project was, because yes, I did knit the entire day, but then I also took some breaks here and there, so it wasn't like a marathon of knitting basically. And this is just, yeah, a really nice scrap buster project. And I did have something to note about this pattern, and that is that the pattern itself actually comes with 2 different charts. So it has a chart A and a chart B. Then the pattern designer notes in the pattern that they used the chart B to kind of prevent the front and the back of rowing out and having a difference in the tension. So based on their suggestion, I thought, well, if that's what they suggested and it's what their sample is made of, I'm going to be knitting the chart B version. But as soon as I was on row 3 of that chart, you can actually see in the video that I was already confused and I could not figure it out, and I got very discouraged. So I just decided to knit the chart A, and I think it turned out basically as their sample looks. So that is something to keep in mind if you're also knitting this. Maybe you will not have any difficulties with the chart B, like maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know, of course. But I did just want to show you that just by following the chart A, which is just a basic lace pattern and normal increases, that it looks completely fine. So that is something to keep in mind. So what the chart B had was that the increases and the yarn overs were kind of together, and that was kind of just confusing me. But in the chart A, that is not the case, and it's a lot more beginner friendly. I will put on the screen how many grams I used exactly of the DK weight yarn. I'm pretty sure you can make it with just 1 ball of DK weight yarn, or maybe even leftovers from a DK weight yarn that you have. And then the final thing that I made for this video was our quilted jacket. So this is basically, I think, the masterpiece of this video. So this is the homebody quilted jacket by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. And I think this is the holy grail. This is probably one of the best things that I've ever made sewing wise. I'm super pleased with how it came out of the wash. I think it just gave it that really nice and squishy fabric. I even put it in the dryer and I was a little bit afraid that it was going to shrink. But as you can tell, it didn't, and it still fits very well. So I would definitely recommend, of course, do pre-wash all of your fabrics except for the batting. And I think if you use just a batting, that doesn't really shrink in the wash. And I think then you will be completely fine. So here you can see a little bit of the close-up. Yes, I still need to sew on the buttons, but I've just been procrastinating and doing other stuff. And I really like this jacket, and I also really like that the back is longer than the front because it just gives a little bit more coverage, which I really like. And I do want to quickly note about the sizing is that I am wearing the extra small, and it's still very oversized, even though I would say my regular clothing size is more of an extra small. I think I have a 25 waist and I think like a 30 or 30-inch bust. So it is very oversized, and I do find in general with Matchy Matchy Sewing Club their patterns that I have to size down. So usually I make the extra small in their patterns, which I have spoken about before. In my opinion, that is not the most inclusive size range because I am pretty sure that there are a lot of people that are more petite than I am because I am 5'6", so I'm not that short either. And then another thing that I don't really like about this pattern is just a very small and minor detail, and that is that in the front you actually have the striped pattern. So this is view A, I think, where you have a different combination of fabrics. So you can see here that seam is underneath the armpit, but then if you see it on the back, it's actually above the armpit, which I just think it's a little bit of an annoying detail. I don't understand why they didn't just lengthen the back panel here so that it would be symmetrical. Yeah, I don't know. It's just now that I know it's there and that it's like that, it kind of annoys me, and especially when I kind of see it, I don't know, like from the back. I will just show you. When I see it from the back like this, I just think that looks annoying, and I think it would have been really nice if it just continued like here. So that is just a small thing to note about the pattern, and I will be making more versions, I'm pretty certain, and probably in the future I will just lengthen the back panel or either shorten the front panel to make sure that they are aligned, because I just think that would be nicer. And then another thing that I wanted to say or mention about this pattern is that actually the entire inside of the jacket is finished on your overlocker, which is really great. Because time-wise, it just took so much time to quilt all of these pieces, probably, I don't know, like a few hours, and just the thought of also having to do all of the bias binding on the inside was not really exciting me very much. And I think the overlocked seams are actually quite nice. And I have never overlocked through batting before, so I will show you a close-up, but I think it actually looks like perfectly fine. And it does make it a lot quicker, and I really don't think that it matters all too much, like the inside still looks very neat. So if you are also wanting to make this jacket, then that's actually quite nice to note that it doesn't take that much time, especially if you're going to use a fabric that has been pre-quilted, then it's not going to take a lot of time to just put it together. Then I also just wanted to do a little bit of a recap about our trip to the thrift store. I almost didn't buy anything. So the theme of this thrift store trip basically was that everything was too large. And I think this is also a really nice reminder sometimes why it's so nice to be able to make your own clothing. And of course, it's such a privilege to be able to make your own clothing because it can be quite expensive buying patterns, and it also just takes a lot of time. So I know that it's a privilege, and I also personally then, like, that's why I don't sew like a new item every single day, you know, like it just takes a lot of time and I don't always have that time available to me. But the thrift store trip was just a reminder of that. And that's of course not to say that you cannot find nice items in the thrift store, because I used to thrift all of the time. It's just from my personal experience in the Netherlands, thrifting has just become more difficult over the years. And I did find a lot of nice items. Most of the pieces that I tried on were from Zara, Stradivarius, Pull&Bear, those kind of brands. Pretty sure that all of those items that I tried on were size extra small. And as you can see in the trial footage, everything was still too big. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure that I'm a straight size extra small. but I feel like the ready-to-wear items from fast fashion stores have just gotten bigger over the years for some reason, and I have actually read online that other people have also experienced this, that a size extra small is not really the size extra small that it used to be, which I think is also my experience and probably why everything was just too big and also way too long, which I found very interesting because all of these brands are from Spain and people are not that tall in Spain. So it doesn't really make any sense in my opinion. So the thrift store trip was a fail, and I do still buy all of my clothing secondhand when I can. So I make everything myself and then buy things secondhand when I need to. But I always just buy it on Vinted because then I can ask for measurements and I can just browse and find things and find the best deals. But now finally getting to the point, I did buy 2 sheets from the thrift store that I think are going to make really lovely garments. So the first one I did show in the footage. It's just white with some kind of pink and orange type of flowers. And for me, this was just very retro, I don't know, very 60s, 70s. And I just think this could make a very beautiful summer dress or maybe even a cord, like a skirt with a matching top. And definitely something with puff sleeves. I just think this sheet had a lot of potential. And I did wash everything already, and then when I folded it at home, I did notice that it had a few little places where it's like pilling and it has some tears and stuff. But I also think that the pattern of this is busy enough that maybe it's not very noticeable, because I also didn't notice it at the store. And I paid €4 for this sheet. And then whilst I was putting away all of the items that I tried on, I actually found another sheet that I thought was very nice. So on first hand, they might look a little bit similar, but this one is actually also very cute. So this one is a little bit more beige background with then these green florals that have a very vintage look to them because they kind of look like they have been washed away, which I did think for a second that maybe this sheet is just very old, but I do think it's intentional because it just looks very intentional for some reason. And this sheet was also €4, and this one is also in a little bit of a better condition, so I didn't find any stains or tears or pilling like the other one has. So it was the same price, but yeah, I think both of these are going to make some really lovely summer items. And I think a part 2 of this video would be really nice, so we could potentially make something from these sheets. So that was everything that I made for this video and everything that I got at the thrift store. So now let's go and see the outfits for this video. So here we have outfit number 1. For outfit number 1, I am wearing my Doan skirt dupe. I have a video tutorial for this on my YouTube channel. Then on the top, I'm wearing the Terra texture top. This is another version that you have never seen before. So this one is a little bit different because this one has stockinette on the side and then a pearl texture in the front. And then it also has a little bit of an open back detail in the back. Then for the shoes, I'm wearing some Puma sneakers that I thrifted from Vinted. And then to finish the outfit, I would probably wear my quilted jacket on top, just to make it, of course, a little bit warmer, because this is very enthusiastic for Dutch weather. So the quilted jacket on top, and then I would pair it with the crochet bag. And then you have a really nice and fun outfit for the spring. Definitely a lot of white, but I think that is always a really nice color. Just nice and fresh, and it goes with everything, especially with a crazy jacket like this that has a bunch of different patterns. And I also love the new color of this Terra texture top because I just think it goes perfectly with the jacket. This yarn, I'm pretty sure, is Drops Cotton Merino in the color Pistachio Ice. Then for the second outfit, I am wearing this block printed dress. This is actually something that I used to sell for my past business. So this is one of the few things that I have kept. But I think it's very similar to Daughters of India. And then this one actually also has a little tie in the back. So I am going to tighten that just to give myself a little bit of a waist. So that is how that looks tied. I think this is a really nice dress. It is a little bit see-through, so I am wearing shorts underneath it. And then on the top, I would pair this with my Bloom Bubble Slip Over that is actually now released. So you can get the pattern with 20% off on Ravelry, Etsy, and then also my own website. So here we have the Bloom Bubble Slip Over on top. And this slip over is really perfect because it has really big and deep armholes. So it fits really nicely over a dress that has huge sleeves like this. And then you can just tighten it on the side however big or small you want it to be. And I just think it makes it like a really fun outfit. Just adds a little bit of a different color and different texture. And of course, I love adding a piece of hand knit. And then if you wanted to bring in some extra color, you could put the little scarf around your neck, just like this. But I think for this outfit in particular, I think I'm going to do the crochet bag because I think the colors go really nicely together. So then this is the final outfit number 2. And it's a really fun one. And I just love wearing a dress and a slip over, wearing the same sneakers as in the previous outfit. And this is just a super simple and fun outfit. So here is the third and the final outfit of this video. For this outfit, I'm starting off with these thrifted overalls. These are originally from Mango and I got them off of Quilted. Then for the blouse, this is also something that I bought secondhand. This I bought, I think, in a thrift store or like charity shop, then you would say, in London. Also a few years ago. This is a really nice blouse, and I also mentioned in the video that I wanted to find white broderie anglais blouses. It's all because of this one, because this is my favorite and I wear it all of the time. And then I'm again wearing the same sneakers. For this outfit, I am gonna put my hair back in a little hair clip. And then I'm gonna combine this with my peacock scarf just to bring in some color. And also just something around my neck, just nice and fun, especially if you're wearing your hair up. I think this looks very nice. Then I'm going to layer it with our quilted jacket. And then just for fun, I'm going to add in the crochet bag as well. So now we have a super fun, but also a simple outfit just by adding all of these new 3 pieces that we made for this video. You can see that just by pairing it basically with jeans or overalls, you have a really fun and easy outfit. And I do think all of these colors go together quite nicely. Of course, they are not a perfect match, etc. But it doesn't really have to be either, because you can see that even though like these greens and pinks and everything are all different color, it still goes together quite nicely. So then this is the final outfit, and I think this one might be my favorite because I do wear these overalls almost every single day. And then the entire outfit I think is very weatherproof for the Netherlands, because this is not too warm but also not too cold, and also just super comfortable to wear and very nice and easy. So yeah, I really love this outfit. So those were all of the outfits that I made for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this little bit of a vlog combined with outfits, combined with a thrift store trip. It was kind of a bunch of videos combined into one. For me, it was a lot of fun to make, so I really hope that you enjoyed this as well. And do let me know if you want a part 2 of this video. If you did like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. For now, I wish you all a very happy day, happy knitting, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!